to what extent do they need, let's call it the phenomenology?
Exactly, yeah.
To what
Exactly.
extent do they need to actually feel guilt? My answer to that would be, I don't think they need to, because I don't think we need to. And this is a tricky one, because I know the second part is, will people be convinced that they don't need to? And I think there's where we have the problem. But I'm convinced that the important parts of these emotional responses are the behaviors that they elicit. So when you have, say, a very, very simple organism that, so there was a developmental roboticist who came up with these very simple robots that only had a couple of sensors that made it sensitive to light. And if you wire it properly, it very much looks like the robot is avoiding the light. So if you have it wired a sensor, say, to whenever there's a light shining, move away from the light, the robot looks as if it's afraid of the light. That's a very, very simple analogy, but you get more complex, get to a mouse. A mouse will approach food, it approach the warmth of its mother, and it will avoid pain. The behavior is the part that is adaptive. It's adaptive. Whether or not the mouse is actually feeling fear, like you and I feel fear, I think is less important. And I think it's even less important. I think it's what we would call a red herring. I think that we think that the experience of the emotion is the important part. I think it's probably just all of the motivations that come with that emotion. So I think you could switch off the phenomenology, but keep all of the fight or flight response, and keep all the look, the yelling, the running.
Yeah.
I think that would serve perfectly well.
Okay.
I think though that we think that the feeling matters. One way I think of it is these moral reactive attitudes could be the ultimate user interface.
Okay.
Right? And I think that if you made the robot convincing, we would realize that this is also the human interface for each other.
Right.
This is the way we regulate each other.
Right.
And maybe what we would realize is that it's not that human beings are extra special. It's that we're very, very complex machines, and we can make very, very complex machines that would react to the same thing.